What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. Well, fuck me, we got a good one here, and I'm absolutely loving it. Shamima Begum, the jihadi spunk trumpet, loses first stage of legal challenge against decision to revoke British citizenship. That's right, fuck off you dirty trout. No one wants you here. Miss Begum, now 20, left the UK in February 2015 and lived under ISIS rule for more than 3 years, getting whacked out by some dirty stinking jihadi who, if I remember correct, is taking a dirt nap right now where he fucking belongs. Shamima Begum, the Bethnal Green schoolgirl who fled to Syria to become an ISIS bride, has failed in the first stage of her legal battle to have her British citizenship restored. The 20-year-old left the UK when she was 15 with 2 other friends, marrying a Dutch fighter with whom she had 3 children while living under the rule of the terror group. Like I said, she was a jihadi spunk trumpet, nothing more. She was found 9 months pregnant in a Syrian refugee camp in February last year, a re-emergence that prompted the Home Secretary to strip her of her citizenship, which is probably about one of the few things the last government actually did well. Because they certainly didn't do a good job with Brexit or anything else, did they, guys? Let's be honest. The jihadi spunk trumpet's lawyers have argued the decision was unlawful as it rendered her stateless. Such a decision is lawful only if an individual is entitled to citizenship of another country. Last year, jihadi spunk trumpet took legal action against the Home Office at the High Court and the Special Immigration Appeals Commission, a specialist tribunal which hears challenges to decisions to remove someone's British citizenship on national security grounds. The tribunal, led by SIAC President Mrs. Justice Elizabeth Lang, found in a judgment delivered on Friday morning the decision by Sajid Javid did not make her stateless. So, she ain't fucking coming back, she is no longer a British citizen. They need to continue down this route and make sure she can never get it back. She does not deserve to be in this country at all. We've already seen what people with jihadi minds go around doing, as was recently witnessed in Streatham. Luckily, he didn't manage to kill anyone, but he's still going to have traumatised a fair number of people, and obviously the 2 that were stabbed are going to suffer a great deal of physical and mental injuries for many years to come, no doubt. So, she should definitely be never allowed here. Even if she has never committed a terrorist offence herself, the same principle still applies. She followed the ideology, she ran away to go and live with them for 3 years, spat out 3 kids from a jihadi fuckpig, and tried to come back here when he took the dirt nap that I'm sure he did, if I remember right. If not, he's in some Iraqi or Syrian or something prison and will likely get beheaded or executed anyway. It also concluded that the move did not breach her human rights by exposing her to a risk of torture or death. On the final grounds for appeal, that jihadi spunk trumpet was unable to have a fair and effective appeal outside the UK. The judgment said, "We accept that the jihadi spunk trumpet cannot have an effective appeal in the current circumstances, but it doesn't follow that her appeal succeeds." The jihadi cumbucket now has the opportunity to appeal against the decision, and if that fails, the court will be asked to consider further issues, such as national security concerns, which is the only thing that should be considered at the end of the day. The security of the people of this nation, of which she is no longer one. So, fuck her off. I don't know why we're even talking about her. But I do love to gloat about these jihadi fucks getting done over by our justice system, since it seems to fail us so many times, as we have recently seen. During previous appeal hearings, concerns were raised that the spunk trumpet could be hanged if she was sent back to Bangladesh, where the government alleges she has citizenship, or rendered to face trial and possible execution in Iraq by the forces currently running the Al-Raj camp. She claimed the loss of her British citizenship had left her trapped in wretched and squalid conditions at the camp, contrary to her rights under the European Conventions on Human Rights. And let me tell you something, the loss of her British citizenship did not do that. She did that to herself the moment she ran away to go and become the concubine of a terrorist scumbag. It begs belief that you can blame anyone else for her stupidity. However, the Home Office rejected these claims, suggesting that jihadi spunk trumpet's current plight was her own fault, as I just said. In written arguments prepared by Jonathan Glasson QC, the Home Office said, "It is relevant that the appellant is in Syria because of her own actions, and is detained in a camp run by the Syrian Democratic Forces as a direct consequence of her own actions. The Secretary of State has no role in the running of that camp, and no role in the decision of the SDF to detain the appellant there. In other words, you made your bed, got fucked by a jihadi scumbag in it, and now you're gonna have to lay in it for the rest of your life because you're not fucking welcome here. The government claimed Jihadi Spunk Trumpet had not presented any evidence to show she was at risk of being deported to either Bangladesh or Iraq. A similar argument was deployed to counter the suggestion that she had been denied a route of appeal as she was said to have travelled to Syria against Foreign Office advice, aligned with Isil, and remained there in those circumstances for the next 4 years. Any difficulties she faces there, including difficulties leaving the camp or appealing against the deprivation decision from outside the UK, are not the result of any actions of the Secretary of State, the written submission continued. The Jihadi Spunk Trumpet's lawyer, Tom Hickman QC, said in his own submission that the Isil bride was not a Bangladeshi citizen as she was born in the UK and had never travelled to the country, meaning she would have to apply for dual citizenship through the Bangladeshi citizenship of her parents. The Bangladeshi government released a statement last February saying it was deeply concerned that the Jihadi Spunk Trumpet had been erroneously identified as a holder of dual citizenship. See, even Bangladesh are absolutely ashamed of this dirty trout, and I don't blame them if I'm honest. These claims were also dismissed by the Home Office, which argued the Jihadi Spunk Trumpet held dual citizenship through her parents because her father never became a naturalised British citizen and therefore was not required to reapply for Bangladeshi citizenship as she was under 21, and for now still is. In a written judgment, the tribunal weighed up the evidence provided by experts on whether Miss Jihadi Spunk Trumpet held or had valid grounds to claim Bangladeshi citizenship. It said that when Mr Javid stripped her of her British citizenship, she was a citizen of Bangladesh by descent. She held that citizenship as of right, it continued. I'm sure as of right now, but who fucking knows. That citizenship was not in the gift of the government and could not be denied by the government in any circumstances. The panel refused to overturn the decision on the grounds Jihadi Spunk Trumpet could not mount an effective appeal, saying such logic could theoretically be exploited by terrorists in hiding. Such a position, the tribunal argued, could not succeed without any consideration of the national security case against her. The judgment said a murderer who poses a risk to national security and is in solitary confinement in a third country is not able to have a fair and effective appeal. Such a rule would ensure that his appeal succeeded. Similar reasoning would apply to an extremist and terrorist who was hiding and had deliberately put himself beyond the reach of modern means of communication. The tribunal also accepted that any risk the Jihadi Spunk Trumpet faced to her human rights was effectively her own doing, which is spot on. At the end of the day, I said it already, you made your bed, you got fucked in it, now you're staying in it, love. End of story. The material before the Secretary of State did not suggest that, as a person who had been deprived of her British nationality, would be treated any differently from a British woman who had not been deprived of her British nationality, but was, in other respects, in the same situation, that is, a woman who was associated with Isil and is detained by the SDF, the judgment said. The Jihadi Spunk Trumpet was in that situation as a result of her own choices and the actions of others, but not because of anything the Secretary of State has done, obviously. The panel said her human rights under European law did not apply in this case because she was in Syria, but that if it did apply, the conditions in the Al-Hel camp where she was found would breach her right to freedom from inhumane or degrading conditions. Well, I'm sure the people that her husband and his friends killed didn't get any of their basic human rights, and instead would have been killed in inhumane and degrading conditions and manners by these jihadi fuckpigs. So why should we worry about her being inhumane or degrading conditions? It's literally what she deserves. I'm sure all of you guys are going to agree with me on that. But at least this is some good news. She has lost her case to try and get back here and get her British citizenship back. She should never have it, as should be the case for anyone who leaves the UK to go over there and fight for a terrorist organisation or go anywhere for that matter. You know, they are a risk to national security and the public. But on that note, guys, I am going to end the video there. As some of you will know, I have started doing live streams and uploading gaming content on my second channel. If you are interested in joining me for a chat in real time during one of my live streams, have an interest in gaming related content on YouTube, or simply want to follow me over there because you are a legend, the link to subscribe will be down in the video description and as a pinned comment. I hope to see you all there. Now, as always, I want to thank our YouTube, PayPal, Patreon and Subscribe Star members for supporting the channel, along with everyone who watches my videos. Remember to let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below. Leave a like, subscribe with a notification bell and share this video as it helps the channel a lot. And I'll see you all in the next one.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors. Slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires. And that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going and we are glad to be going. We're off.
Ramon! Ramon!